JJ Reddick, what can you say? Can he handle LeBron and company?
I don't think, handle is a difficult word.
Mhm.
I don't think that's JJ Reddick's challenge to handle LeBron and company.
Mhm.
My first thought, and I'm from the same city in America as JJ Reddick.
Mhm.
I saw him play in high school. Obviously, I went down to Duke and interviewed him and Coach K and did a story on him when he was on doing all the things he did at Duke. And I have to say that when I think of JJ as a coach, I think of a couple of things. It is hard to describe how absolutely fierce and honest and uh, even harsh that Coach K was as a coach. Now, he had a great image in America. He was with people loved or hated the Dukies. Uh, uh, in American basketball, but he was the guy. And, he had coached at the United States Military Academy. He had played there for Bobby Knight. Coach K was this guy who withstood some early embarrassments and a lot of losing at Duke to emerge. I was working producing Duke's media guides in 1986 when they emerged, and I helped produce their history, uh, uh, looking at where Coach K was coming in as this young coach. And no one really understood what a real badass Coach K was. But to watch him deal with all the media in and around the Duke program, which is on what's called Tobacco Road in the state of North Carolina in America, it was quite a hot spot. And Coach K would go into those press conferences and he would just like, you better ask the question the right way. You better not slack. It didn't matter who you were. He would jump all over you as a reporter. And guess what? That's how he approached those teams. It's probably good that Coach K never coached in the NBA because, as Chuck Daly told me when he was coaching the Pistons and the Dream Team, he told me, he said, coaching pro basketball is like coaching 12 corporations. And today it's 15 corporations and they're mega corporations. The leading NBA salary is going to be up at $90 million a year with the new agreement.
Mhm.
Where does JJ fit in this mix? Well, like Steve Kerr, JJ's been a broadcaster. Like Steve Kerr, they both were excellent broadcasters. Why? Because they're both grinders. I mean, they had to survive in the NBA as three-point shooters. You don't do that without wham, 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 1,000 shots, 1,500 shots a day. All the things you've got to do to overcome the physical limitations you face as that kind of guard in the NBA, in the extremely athletic NBA, where you're not a point guard. You're undersized as a two guard, and what you have is the depth and accuracy of your shot. And so those guys had to be grinders. They had to study everything, all the little detail of the game. That's what JJ Reddick brings to the Lakers. The other big thing is that, and Phil Jackson knew this, basketball is relationships.
Mhm.
Steve Kerr understood that, understands it immaculately. It is relationships. It is the hierarchy in the locker room. Guess what? Whether JJ's the coach or not, what's the hierarchy of the Lakers locker room?
Right now, LeBron.
LeBron, he's the top dog.
Yeah.
There's nobody there. When Shaq and Kobe were young in there,
Mhm.
Kobe was that guy saying, I am the next great player. And Shaq is going, oh, young fella, and Phil Jackson is like ignoring Kobe. and pushing him to the side where Tex Winter spent time. And Kobe would tell me, I don't know how I'm going to get there. They're trying to break me. I'm not going to let them break me. Well, there's none of that kind of chemistry in the Lakers situation. The Lakers do have to be a lot smarter in their approach. And I look at this, the Lakers don't allow player coaches.
Mm.
Excuse me, the NBA doesn't allow player coaches.
Mhm.
But when Bill Russell was at the end of his career, the NBA allowed that. And Red Auerbach stepped aside as a coach who had won 8 championships in 9 seasons. And he said, Russell, you take it over. And Bill Russell did. He was a marvelous player coach. Dave DeBusschere had been a marvelous player coach. Well, what this becomes, LeBron can't be a player coach. He might have been the best guy,
Mm.
but actually, the two of them run a podcast
Yeah.
together. And that podcast just began in March, but they understood this was a powerful partnership between the two of them. Now, will they be able to get everything the Lakers need out of that to go all? We just talked about the Celtics and what a challenge they are. Will the Lakers, will LeBron and JJ be able to, with the front office, will they be able to put together a team that has the depth and the talent and the mentality to challenge that Celtics team? Now, in reality, we said that's a tall order for the Mavericks. And the Mavericks have Luka and Kyrie already in place. We said that's a challenge, obviously, for Denver. Look at the club Denver has in place. And so the Lakers, the expectations for the Lakers are sufficiently limited by the Boston Celtics and the other good teams in the West. And so anybody who thinks the Lakers should be a favorite to win any championship this season, well, they're not very realistic. What the Lakers do have a chance to do is to be really good and to have a great year, perhaps, if they're fortunate in LeBron's coming season, which could well be his last. Maybe will be. I don't know. I'm not even sure LeBron knows. But I do know this. LeBron and JJ Reddick aren't going to play any games. They're going to be very honest. They're going to be very straightforward. They're going to look at everything they can find. They're going to look around for every little piece they can get to head into this battle. I don't think if you're a Lakers fan, you can ask for any more than that.
Okay. Speaking of LeBron, what's your take on is Bronny James possibly going to the Lakers? I mean, I know LeBron wants to be with him, but I don't know if it's worth it. Will it happen, or what do you think, sir?
Today is my son's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yeah, he's LeBron's exact age.
Okay.
Uh, and thank you for the happy birthday. I will tell you that the love of a father for a son
Mhm.
is one of the great powers of the universe. Guess who possesses that great power among his many superpowers? LeBron James. He loves his family. That is part of his great strength. It is not that kind of love, a father for a son, is not free from every sort of challenge. Now, when you're going into business together, there are a lot of father sons who have family businesses they run. I have no idea if the James family business becomes LeBron and his son on the same team. You know what? If that happens, have at it. There are so many worse things in this world that could happen. If that is how this settles in, I don't think they're going to be concerned about all of that. I don't think it's going to be settled any other way, but the Lakers, now they could be a decision because the Lakers may have a young player they really want with a draft pick. And so well, I think probably they'll sort it out and do the right thing for the franchise. And LeBron will do the right thing for his family. You know, let's say we're all in this situation where we have sons and we're working for a big, high profile corporation. And, those decisions are going to be open to question, just the nature of it. But I don't think LeBron, they have a saying in America called wearing the big boy pants, standing up and doing what you're supposed to do as best as you can determine what that is. I LeBron's not perfect. I've observed him for a long time, but I don't think he's ever shirked from wearing the big boy pants. Sometimes in games and things as he was younger and moving along in his career, and he's not perfect by any stretch. He's not Michael Jordan, never has been. Really hasn't spent his basketball life trying to be Michael Jordan. He wants to compete with Jordan and his specter over the game. So all of this is fascinating because, you think about what we love in a good story. And we obviously love drama. We obviously love competition. And we love us some family. We really love family. That stirs hearts in the fan base, in the audience. Now, the only thing that might add to it is human beings love them some dogs. So maybe the Lakers need to get a big old funny looking dog as their mascot, just so that they could complete the great formula for drama. It is Hollywood after
Yeah.
all.
I had a question related to LeBron. I understand he can opt out of his contract. With Reddick's coming, does that mean that LeBron is staying with the Lakers until maybe he retires or something?
Well, that's got us all wondering, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because to get his maximum money under this new contract, he has the option to opt out and then accept bids.
Hmm.
And he's in full control of that. And it's obvious the Lakers are going to have to pay up whatever he wants to keep him. Somebody else may buy that. I don't think that they've come all this way to hire JJ Reddick as coach. Now, it could happen. You don't know because business is business at some point. And the Lakers are basically and have always been sort of operated as a small business, a mom and pop operation. They're not some big corporate in that sense. And so the Lakers have always been very tight-fisted with their employees. I mean, it's whether they're basketball stars or people keeping stats courtside or ushers in the arena. The Lakers have always been really tight with the money. So we don't know where all this goes, but it does fit into the formula that I just discussed. It's more summertime drama. It means that you're writing stories about it. I'm talking to you about it. People all over this mysterious globe of ours are wondering about it.